back to Frank's Garage. I know it's been a while. I don't remember the last time I posted a video, but I know since then we've gone more 10.1 quarter mile passes than we can count at like 146 mile an hour. And we've broken 300 transmissions. So, diffs, you know, a bunch of stuff. 10.1 is our record right now. Today we're having RPM will come up and then it'll just lose signal. It's on a Haltech, it's not a Fuel Tech thing. So I've changed the crank sensor. This is a new problem. My RPM used to be real smooth coming up. Now it's like this coming up. And it loses sync. So we're gonna work on that today. But I've also been working on the Acura in the background. This beautiful car. And it's pretty close. There will be a video coming out on this someday. But I got a harness working for it. This is a EP3 harness. Got that working. It was really cheap. I just had to fix a few things. That's why there's no loom on it. But we'll clean that all up. And it runs. But I'm having leaks in the stupid aftermarket thingy right here. So I'm gonna put an OEM one back on it. Kind of like this one. OEM just works. There's one right there. OEM. And it works. So today we're taking the valve cover off. We're taking off the timing cover. We're taking off the mount. And we are gonna make sure that the trigger wheel, there's a trigger wheel that slides onto the crank on the other side that tells it when to trigger spark, and we gotta check that out, make sure it's not broken. Well, I already started. I forgot to put it on time lapse, but all I did was take the cover off and the 210s and the ground. So I'm gonna put you on a time lapse now. So you wanna know something crazy? So this is the engine that I built in the basement, you know, beginning of the year, that I've been running pass after pass after pass after pass after pass on. It's the first time I've taken the valve cover off. But you can see it was dirty from before I got it, but you see I'm using that oil down there, the VR1. So you see the color of it. But everything looks good. All the keepers are there. I looked through all of them. I could see them all. And everything else looks good, so we're gonna put it in time real quick, line up those two teeth and see where we are, and then take it apart. Remember how to put this belt back on. Comes over the crank, over the water pump, through the alternator and back around. Look how bad this sucks. There's 3 bolts that hold this engine mount on here. Well, that one hits the mount, so I can't pull it out. And these are solid mounts. So look, jack's not even holding the engine up and it doesn't move. I lift the car up with the engine. Jack's all the way down. Isn't that crazy? What am I gonna do? All right, all my Puerto Rican buddies just came over. He helped me take it apart. Not that I needed help, they just came over to give me moral support. But everything looks good. The wheel looks good. Everything down there looks good. It's in time. So next thing's the ECU. Whoops, once again I got carried away. I'm taking the harness off now. And we're gonna look it over. And then also we might just take the harness off of this that I just put together and put it on here. I believe everything should work. All the connectors should be the same, I'm hoping. And if it still does that, then we have more issues somewhere else. That might cause more issues than the crank issue, but we'll see if we get rid of the crank issue. I just have the valve cover sitting there. The engine's still wide open. All right, all back together. Let's see if it starts and doesn't blow up. Put the harness back on and everything. All right, we're gonna take these injectors out too and clean them before I go to bed. Nothing like cutting apart your $1,000 jumper harness just to inspect all the wires. Got every diagram out in the world, and we're still fighting her. Yeah, it was only $1,000. You know, whatever, right? Now I'm attacking my rye wire harness. Good thing about it, it does have shielded wire in it. That's what I was worried about. But everything's testing correctly. I did throw a little bit of tape on it to make it look a little bit better. But here's all the, you know, $1,000 worth of loom right there. Just fighting the beast. Fighting the beast. Don't mind that hood. Get painted one day. Damn, girl. I even tried taking this harness off of here, putting it on here yesterday, and it's still... I don't know if you see, I'll send you a picture, but the log, the RPMs are really shaky. Like you actually feel it jumping. And then when you get up in, you know, into RPM, you'll drop RPM all the way down. You know, just living the car life. Look how choppy the RPM is. See? Not good. And every time that happens, I get the trigger error. 1301, as soon as it pops, trigger error comes up. I've done it on multiple logs, multiple everything. I think there's an example there, example there. Look how choppy it is. So I've tried everything I could think of about this RPM fall off and this RPM horrible signal. Changed all the sensors, coils, everything. I have now purchased new thrust washers. We are gonna pull the girdle off, pull the bearings out, see what the thrust looks like, because maybe the crank's walking a little bit, causing the signal to be bad. I mean, I've ran the harness different ways. I've changed every sensor, cleaned the injectors, everything. So I'm just organizing the garage right now. We're gonna get this thing jacked up as high as we can, and we're gonna pull the whole bottom of the engine apart. We're gonna do it with it in the car instead of having to take it all apart. So just organizing, getting ready, making room, and stacking transmissions over here, and we're good to go. Alrighty, step one, let's drain the oil. See what that looks like. We'll go from there. Well, the oil looks good. It's VR1. Those are bubbles. Still looks pretty beautiful. The couple rods I can see are straight. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. But look at all this crank walk. Watch this. Look at all that. Can you see that? Can you see that? Watch here. Watch the pulley. See all that? Yeah. Shouldn't be like that. So I'm hoping that it just needs to do thrust washers, but we gotta drop the oil pump, We gotta take the mains out. We gotta take all these ones off the side. There you go. We gotta take the oil pump off. We gotta take all these 12s off the side. These 19s or 17s, whatever they are. And should be good. I think everything else will just fall right out. I should be able to leave all the rods in, everything in, and just drop the main girdle. I could even leave the pulley on. But it looks freaking good. Just as good as the day I left it. Not bad, not bad. I mean, at least the side of the crank doesn't look bad. Not like that H22 that I had. That thing was so bad.
I can tell you that's a big difference. I mean, from mine, could be wrong, but oh yeah.
Alrighty, I rolled new thrust washers in. You can see them right there. So much different. Don't know if that's the issue, but we definitely had to do that. That was important. Everything looks good, which is surprising. We did leave a couple pry marks here and there, but it'll be all right. Had to take the side cover off because I have this aftermarket piece on here that prevents the timing chain from falling down if you ever have to take the head off in the car. So you can it'll hold it up on the bottom of the crank, and then you can pull the head off and it'll stay in time. But this actually hits. It hits right here. As you can see, I broke that off. Here's the piece right here. I heard it snap. Which, oh well, at least I know every time I build an engine, I'm going to take this piece off. So it will clear that. Bearings don't look too bad. A couple little scratches here and there, but not bad for Frank's garage build. So we're going to have to clean it up and mate her back together. All right, so we're going to measure the difference here. Between the old ones. All right, so we're gonna throw it back together. We're gonna put some goo on it and some lube on the bearings, sandwich it back in, tighten her down, and throw her back together. Alrighty, we're just about there. Oil pan's all cleaned up. Gonna glue her down, pop her on, all prepped down there. And honestly, I'm gonna reuse this oil, at least to go test it one time around the block. And then if it works, we'll drain it out. If it doesn't work, we'll sell it. Alrighty, we're gonna fire it. I just primed the oil. I'll do it again real quick to show you it's got pressure. Beautiful. We're gonna give it fuel. I'll tighten that And then we're gonna give it spark, see what happens.
Kind of scared, but we've gotten this far. What's the worst could happen? Blows up.
Alrighty, we're gonna take it for a ride and test her out. I put the old tune on it that I know went good, a 1019 pass. Turn the boost controller off and it's fired up. It's a little low on oil, but we'll be fine. Just to test it real quick. Alright, we made it to the track. We went out and test drove it a little bit last night. It seemed to be alright. But we'll only know once we try to go on the track. So here we are.
That's it. We're done. For the season. Pack it up. Thanks for watching Frank's Garage. We'll see you next year.